It's a great day, sports world. What's up to all the sports lovers, the haters, the addicts, and the fanatics out there? This is Larry Patterson for GT365. That's Game Time 365 Sports right here on the GTSN. That's the Game Time Sports Network. Yesterday, we gave you our mock draft 2.0. We gave you picks 1 through 16. Today, we're going to finish off the first round of our mock draft. And then maybe later on, I don't know if we're going to go 4.0 or what, but here at the 2.0 and finishing off the second half of it, Amon, we had a great show yesterday, and hopefully today on the second half will be another great show as well. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing all right, man. Yeah, we had a good one yesterday. Had some curveballs in there along the way. But yeah, man, I expect a little more fireworks today with some names that you rarely don't see in first round mocks. Well, at least in my opinion, anyway. So yeah, man, I'm doing good. It's a good Wednesday morning. Got a day off. Get to rest and relax and do what I like to do. So yeah, man, I'm excited.
So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. Right now, um, we went through all our picks yesterday. For those who haven't seen the picks, you can check out my page, Larry Patterson. Also, Mon has it on his page as well. You can check out picks 1 through 16 on there. And we're going to jump right into pick 17 with the Detroit Lions. Top need for them, offensive tackle. They need an edge, interior offensive lineman. They need some defensive line help too. But I think they're pretty crowded over there on the defensive line. One spot, since it is odds, and odds are my number, is my number. So this is my pick, and they signed Larry Borum in the offseason at the offensive tackle spot. He's playing left tackle right now. That ain't stopping me. He's not stopping me from upgrading that position, getting younger, and so forth. So I think with that Lions front office, Dan Campbell, I think what they're going to do is they're going to go to Alabama and they're going to pick up Caden Proctor from Alabama to shore up the offensive line, and that give Jared Goff some much needed pass protection over there, and then him and Larry Bourne can battle that thing out in camp. How you feel about that pick right there?
Yeah, the Kate. Sorry about that. I had my phone going off. Yeah, but I think the Caden Proctor pick is right on. He's gonna go a lot higher than people think. He was. Well, initially we thought he was a top 15 pick, but there was some weight concerns, and he fluctuating at one weight, and you know, can he move? But they have a need at left tackle right now. So you want to get younger. You got Panay Sewell as your bookend right tackle. Go on ahead, get Caden Proctor as your left tackle of the future. He's well enough to move. Um, in space. He do a good enough job. And if you have to, you can move him inside the guard, and that wouldn't be a bad idea at all. If you want to swing back and get your tackle at another draft or another round. So I think he's a good enough athlete to where he could come in and play day one. So I like Caden Proctor for the Detroit Lions here at number 17.
And remember our conversation before we even started. I thought there could be a possibility that they could go best player available, uh, tight end from Oregon, my guy Kenyon Sadiq. But because the only reason why I said that because with Brock Wright and Sam Laporta being free agents next year, but I also looked at the production of Sam Laporta. Pretty productive in his first 2 years. He did have an injury last year, which only limited him to 9 games. So I think if he comes back this year and he's healthy, of course, like you said earlier, they're going to pay him. So they can always go in a different direction in the next coming years with tight end. So I think this is the short pick right here at 17 with offensive tackle Caden Proctor. At pick 18, Minnesota Vikings on the clock. That is your pick. Who you got, sir?
We're gonna go to Oregon here. And we're gonna pick Dylan Thieneman. I know there's Harrison Smith, he's long in the tooth. I think he retired at the end of this year. He's been a Viking for God, long as we can remember. Um, he can do it all. That is, Harrison Smith, and I think with them coming into this new regime with Brian Flores, he want to get his younger version of Harrison Smith, and I think Dylan Thieneman fits that role. He can play, zone coverage is great. He has great eyes. He come down. He attacks the line of scrimmage, make good tackles in open space. So. I think he's a plug and play starter day one. Could be the leader of your defense for 10 plus years, just like Harrison Smith. Have a couple Pro Bowls, all pros underneath his belt. I know Dallas probably would have liked to seen him fall to them at 20. A little disappointing, but yeah, man, I'm taking Dylan Thieneman here. He's one of those guys that athletic. I think he ran like a 4.44, something like that.
Something like
That's
that. Yeah.
plenty good enough. Has great range, sideline to sideline. Transferred in from Purdue a couple years ago, so he has Big Ten football toughness to him. So I do like that for Minnesota. They can go a couple other ways as well. They can shore up the defensive line. They can go linebacker. They can go cornerback. They can go so many ways. But I think the draft process that Dylan Thieneman has had throughout these last past couple weeks and months has solidified him to being a Thursday guy and as Daniel Jeremiah said, a one suit guy. So I think he'd be a perfect fit for the Vikings at pick 18.
Yeah, that's a good pick right there. Out goes Harrison Smith, who's probably will be retiring at the end of the year, or whenever that is, and then you slide in Dylan Thieneman. So I think that's an excellent pick right there for the Vikings to start out their draft. Carolina Panthers on the clock at 19, and I was looking at best player available for them, but I'm also looking at their defensive line. And Derek Brown being the only in there right now. And if I'm looking at everywhere else, I'm not so excited. So Peter Woods here in this spot, I feel would be. I mean, you plugging them in. I feel, and they can go out there and battle. I think that would be good. What do you think?
I'm not opposed to it. I think it's a good soft landing spot for Peter Woods. Um, I think he'll go a little later, back end of the first round. From what I've been reading and hearing, and just doing out my homework. Um, but this is your pick. So what do you ultimately want to do? You can help Bryce Young out here. You can help J.C. Horn out here. Um,
With Avian Terrell?
I mean, you could. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I mean, you can give my homeboy here. What's his name? Xavier Legette. He hasn't panned out to what we thought could be
Ooh,
coming from South Carolina. So you can Tyson's here. Um, yeah,
what about 37?
I would 37. I wouldn't do 37 because you have Trayvon Merrick there that they signed on a big money deal for 3 years, 51 last offseason. So you kind of like solid there. I wouldn't touch McNeil Warren. I mean, I understand. I don't blame you. But look at
I
the
mean, what if they
defensive.
want to get out of their contract next year?
You could, you really could, but um, it's a toss up to me. He's probably, like I said, he's probably a top 20 player anyway. So I wouldn't be upset. Would this be a reach here to get him at 19? It all depends on who you talk to. Carolina Panthers fans out there, let me know what you feel, what you think. I know some Panthers fans, and you do as well. Um, I don't know. I wouldn't be upset at it though. But you see Dylan Thieneman go. Do you be afraid you're going to miss out on McNeil? McNeil Warren.
They could also go, like you said, help Bryce out and go tight end as well.
They very well be. Trimble
Jatavian Sanders
and
ain't.
Sanders ain't stopping me from drafting Sadiq for sure.
They had a great offseason.
They had a decent one. It wasn't too bad.
With some of the signings that they had with um, Devin Lloyd, and didn't they get a cornerback too?
Yeah,
They got
maybe.
somebody.
Probably. I'm not really sure.
John Mechie, they Jalen Phillips. So it's decent off season. I think. Oh man, and see this. Remember what I showed you earlier with that Denzel, that gift. That's exactly how I was last night. I was just sitting here, just putting all this stuff together, and just like, damn, because like you make the pick, and then it's like, oh, but they need that. Like, oh, with this, he's gonna be a free agent next year. They could also slide here too. So I'm thinking, I'm gonna go. Man, I'm gonna go Emmanuel McNeil Warren
Okay.
at 19, back-to-back safeties, and because I mean, they signed Nick Scott. I think they signed him back in the offseason, or they signed him in the offseason, and then made the best man win in camp, and they'll figure it out from there. I'm pretty sure they can move each other around and play different spots. That's the best defensive player available right there, and I think that later on in the rounds, I don't know how many picks they have, they can settle out whatever they need. They do need running back, but I'm going to go Emmanuel McNeil Warren, safety out of Toledo.
Okay.
Great.
I respect that. That's not bad at all. Oh, I ain't got no. I ain't got nothing else on it.
Pick 20.
Ooh. Hmm. Producer, can you go to all our top players for me right quick? Shoot. So this is tough, right?
Tell me about it.
Because you got they got edge, linebacker, safety, and you took McNeil Warren from me, so that was gonna be my pick for Dallas at 20, but you jumped in front of me, so I got to react now. I remember I said yesterday, um, they can get a receiver and trade George Pickens. People thought I was, people might say I'm crazy for that, but whatever. You got Kenyon Sadiq. Yeah, I understand that, but we need help on the defensive side of the ball. You got Avion Terrell there, Peter Woods, but I took Gerard McCoy at number 12 for them, so I'm not doubling down on corner. Peter Woods, yeah, I could do that. They got Odiggy Zoo is gone now, but no, I don't want to go Peter Woods. Keldrick Falk, it just could be his range, 6'5", 270. Remind me a little bit of DeMarcus Lawrence a little bit. Um, I can go there, but I want to go one more place as well. Can you go to edge for me? And I don't know if my guy's there. Nah, I don't see him here. People gonna look at me crazy. I see Akeem Messidor right here. Um, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm deciding between Akeem Messidor and I'm gonna throw a new name at you. Okay, I don't know if you can scroll down or not. Um,
Oh, figured it out last night. So,
oh, I see it
uh, oh,
right there. Stop right there. So I was let's scroll down one more tick. If you can get it back up, if not, it's cool. Oh, there it is. Right
yeah,
there. So it's a 3-horse race. I mean, you got Mesidor Parker and I got Zion Young. I don't know if you've been watching a lot of Zion Young, but he's 6'5", 265, 270, getting a lot of buzz, can move. He's a first rounder. But I think the Cowboys are ready. And spoiler, I will have Zion Young whenever I pick again and then back in the first round. But for right now, I'm going to take Akeem Mesidor right now because he's 25. He's ready to go. Cowboys in a championship window right now um, to compete, to have somebody come off the opposite side of Rashawn Gary. So I'm going to go Akeem Mesidor. We saw what him and Bain did in the college football playoffs. Once we're going to repeat that again. He's just as good as Bain. If he had went higher than 20, I would have understood and wouldn't have fought you for or fought anybody. But I'm taking Akeem Mesidor here. And I think Dallas, they reshaped their defense with Jamar McCoy, who can take the ball away when he's healthy. And you get Akeem Mesidor at 20 that can get after the quarterback when he's ready to go. So I'm going to take Akeem Mesidor here for the Cowboys at 20.
Okay, good pick. Considering, like you said, Osa Digazoo got traded away. So them getting that extra capital, hey, I dig it. I can understand it. Show up that defensive line, make that defense much stronger. And that's a spot that where they weren't really good at either last season, the defense. So I like the pick. Going to number 21.
This is a tough one for me.
This right here this has been the head scratcher because you're looking at their needs wide receiver, but they did sign Michael Pittman. So now you have DK and you got Michael Pittman, but you do need somebody to kind of control the middle of the field, in which that's where I feel like Jordan Tyson can come in at. I don't see him. Realistically, I don't see him. We're at pick 21. Do you really see Jordan Tyson sliding that far realistically in the draft?
Yeah, I can see it.
Because of the reports, right?
Yeah, and like I said, Iguodala could be smoke, whatever. He could be gone by 7 while we talking. So, but I just think the injury is a little concerning. Him not running the 40, working out. And so I mean, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Man, because I'm also looking at their cornerback situation too, and that's where you got Avion Terrell sitting right there at the top. Quarterback is out of the question, even though it's not out of the question because they technically don't have one. I mean, Aaron Rodgers hasn't committed to coming back, so I mean they could go Carson Beck. Where is that going to get him? Defensive line, I think they're pretty much shored up right there, even though Cam Hayward is at the tail end of his career. So you could go, Peter Woods, Caden McDonald in that spot. You could go Keldrick Falk in that spot as well. But I think where I want to go, I think I'm going to go ahead and go Jordan Tyson in this spot right there. They just go ahead and take the risk. Get someone dynamic in there. When he's healthy, he can take the top off. He can do a lot of things. And when he's healthy, I feel like they can take that offense to the next level. So I'm going to go Jordan Tyson, Pittsburgh Steelers at pick 21.
Yeah, you got Tyson, Metcalf, Pittman, and if that's the way they end up going, I mean, I'm not mad at it. And personally, I probably would have went defense. I would have went Avion Terrell. Put opposite side of Joey Porter Jr. They did just sign Jamel Dean to a 3-year, 35 in the offseason. So,
and that's what made me, put a cause to pause right there. But at the same time, Dean's a veteran, and who knows? These guys could be playing in 1 years.
Sure.
So I don't know, but I feel like it's a good fit right there.
Yeah, for sure.
22.
Pick 22. This is easy for me. Can you go to it's easy, but I want to see something first. Can you go to the interior offensive line? Nobody that I take there. Could you go to defensive line? All right, there we go. So we know the Chargers had an issue stopping the run. The defensive line has always been an issue um, for them outside of Khalil Mack. When they had Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa, we thought they would be a dominant 1-2 punch. For a while, they were. They had solid corner play. They got All Pro Derwin James in the back. In the back. They had a Lloyd Gilman, but he moved on to the Chiefs or Ravens, one of those two teams.
Baltimore Chiefs.
Baltimore. Yeah. So I'm a big guy. And I always like to build from the trenches out. So me and I may have told you, I watched a little bit of Caden McDonald when I was watching the other three freaks on the defensive side of the ball, and Caden McDonald's a grown man. I ain't never seen a guy just
Yeah.
take double teams on and just bro. He's one of them ones. If he gets here, somebody need to come back up and get him. If he gets to like pick 25, 26, somebody to come back up and get him because he's ridiculous. So with that being said, I'm not gonna let him slip no further. I'm going to take Caden McDonald, defensive tackle out of Ohio State, and he jumps off the screen. You're looking at Reese, Reese and and Downs and Sonny Styles and Caden Curry, and you like, who the hell is this number 98 in the middle? He just demolishing the interior. You like, so you got to whoa. Let me go back and rewatch this again, and bro, he just can't be blocked at all, bro. Like he one of the ones. So that's why I'm taking him over Peter Woods right now. Peter Woods ain't no joke yourself, but yeah, Caden one of the ones.
Can you imagine how those practices went?
Oh my god.
And get all that star talent in there, all those,
Yes.
all that NIL money. But I mean, but it's showing.
Yeah.
Tate and all the other players that we named before. But then Caden McDonald. I mean, Sonny Styles, and don't forget the brother.
Lorenzo. You got Igbonosin. You got
It's
yeah.
like what? And then you got Caden McDonald on here too. Yeah, yeah. So, good pick for the Chargers. I don't like it, but
Of course, me either though. But
but
well,
that's
I
a
know I kind of do like it. We got Linderbaum there, so he can handle that. So it's cool. So it's all
yeah,
right.
yeah. Linderbaum will get enough of his he gonna get enough of his welcome to the AFC West when he
You
when he
ain't
comes.
lying. It's coming.
Yeah. You got the Philadelphia Eagles on the clock at pick 23, and I don't think I'm gonna waste too much time. I'm looking at their roster now. Safety. Uh, then I'm also looking at defensive line here. So they could go Peter Woods here. Let's see what else they got. Uh, Interior offensive line because I think Isaac so what I can't think of his. I'm on the right track.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they ain't really moving the needle. I mean, they could. I see the Eagles taking one of these two up here and then making them into something. Uh, Dallas Goddard came back on the 1 year, so I know it's Grant Calcaterra is already I'm gonna cut it short. I don't think Kenyon Sadiq gonna go there, but he could. He could.
He
Well, he
could. I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, if he doesn't go here, and you look at the way the draft board falls, he could fall to Denver when I pick at 30. But I know you're gonna take him here, so I'm gonna have to
well
redo my.
Denver ain't got no first round pick, so
Go to Miami. I mean, Miami could use him too. I mean, shoot.
uh man. Oh
If
man.
you don't take him here, he's going to go to San Francisco or either Miami. One of the two.
Reek Woolen, they don't need him there.
Hell no.
Oh man. And yo, remember when I said we don't know if AJ Brown is going to be there or not? It's still the verdict is still out whether he's going to get traded or not. So I'm going to go. I'm going to say he does get traded. Remember, I said this right here.
You could. I mean,
I'm gonna go there. This is where I'm gonna go. That's where I'm gonna
okay.
go. I'm gonna stick to my gut. I told you this like a month ago. I
You
said
did.
that
You did. You did.
I think that the Philadelphia Eagles are looking for their next wide receiver, and it could be this guy right here, Denzel Boston. What is it? What is his measure? He's like what 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, he big boy.
It's a
Yeah.
big dude, man. So you can't go wrong with that. Out with AJ and a Denzel. I think Philly goes there, right there. I like it.
I ain't mad at it.
Nice little
Definitely
Curtis
would have
Brett.
went. I definitely would have went Sadiq here, only because Grant Calcaterra is just depth, and you got Dallas Goddard on a 1-year deal that you just got done,
And that's where I wanted to go.
and Sadiq would have fit perfectly. And then even if you don't have AJ Brown on his team, Sadiq and Smitty can get some stuff done. Oh, let's not forget you do got Saquon as well. Let's not forget he back there. So
All right.
no, don't change your pick. Go ahead, keep
No,
it there.
because it's not like because I was thinking about that too.
Okay,
But I'm also thinking about like the trade.
that's fair. So if you want to go back and do it, it's cool. Go ahead. I ain't mad at you.
No, I'm gonna keep it right there.
Okay, all right.
All
I'll put Sadiq somewhere.
right.
I'll put him somewhere.
I know it can't be pick 24.
No. No.
You on the clock.
They got so many needs, man. They got edge, cornerback, safety, quarterback, linebacker, and they got a defensive rookie of the year in linebacker. I can't think of my guy name right now. But wide receiver. Could you go to wide receiver for me?
A lot of good choices.
A lot of good choices here. I'm gonna stick here at wide receiver, and I'm gonna take and I threw him in our last mock draft around this time. I'm gonna take Omar Cooper Jr. here. I'm gonna get him into the first round. He doesn't do anything flashy. He doesn't have the speed. He doesn't have the he runs 4.4, but he doesn't do anything that wow factor. He's just a steady pro. A steady pro that's going to move the chains, as we've seen from Fernando Mendoza throughout this playoff run in this last past college season. He reminds me of DJ Moore a little bit. Just going to get open, catch the ball, move the chain. So, and I think, whoever the quarterback is, Shador or, Watson or Gabriel, you strut out there Omar Cooper Jr., Harold Fannin Jr., and then Jerry Judy. And then you got Quinshawn and his backup running back. That's a nice little solid foundation for whoever your quarterback may be. Those are quarterback friendly wide receivers that can keep the chains moving and keep this offense on time on task.
Yeah, that's I watched the film on him like a couple weeks ago. I like Omar.
I'm not going on
And I
too.
thought that would have been a nice pick for Denver at 30 before they went and got Jalen Waddle. So I like that pick right there. Come from a winning, just won a national championship. So, winning culture. I would say you're a winning culture within the 2 years.
Oh, for sure, 1,000%.
So yeah, I give Shador or whoever the quarterback is a different weapon, a sure weapon. I like that pick. I like that pick right there for Cleveland. Omar Cooper Jr. from Indiana at pick 24 to the Browns. At pick 25, you got the Chicago Bears here.
This got to be easy for you. This got to be a layup, bro.
Defensive line,
For sure.
Peter Woods. Is that where that's where you're going? Peter Woods, Caleb Banks too far down. Keldrick Falk there.
Mm.
Uh, yeah.
You can't go wrong for whoever you pick on defensive line. Peter Woods, Banks, Falk.
Grady.
Can't be mad at you.
I'm gonna take Keldrick Fall.
Ooh, okay.
I'm gonna take Keldrick Fall. I wish I knew who you were picking in Buffalo, because I kind of like want to want to redo this. I want to take Kenny Sadiq from Philly, yo. I wish I knew who you were picking in Buffalo, but yeah, I will go Keldrick Falk here. Excellent edge out of Auburn. They need the help, all the edge room that they can get. Montez Sweat. I'm not sure if he's in the last year or in the next to the last year of his deal, but they're gonna have to get younger at that spot. And he played great ball in the SEC. It's the stiffest competition that you can have in college football. So you can't go wrong with this pick, like you said. Whichever one we'll go to, whether it's Peter or whether it's Keldrick, you couldn't go wrong. So I went with Keldrick here.
Okay.
Pick 26, Buffalo.
My initial before all the my initial before the offseason unfolded was for me to get him a wide receiver, but I see they addressed that now with DJ Moore. So it still could be addressed. I don't know. But I am going to go defense here. I'm going to go Zion Young. I'm gonna put him in the first round because I think he's worth a first round pick. Edge out of Missouri, 6'5", long, can bend the corner. He just, he plays in the SEC, so he plays against good competition on a Saturday and Saturday out basis. And then they need to help in Buffalo off the edge, opposite of Gregory Rousseau. Joey Bosa, they tried that experiment, didn't work. He's on the move now. You still have my guy Ed Oliver in the middle. He's getting up there, but you still want to, at the end of the day, you want to get after Mahomes. You want to get after Lamar. You want to get after Burrow, T-Law, these quarterbacks. So I think, to help Josh Allen, they did that by getting him DJ Moore. And to help him on the defense, go get him a young, juicy pass rusher and Zion Young to continue to push their Buffalo championship push.
Okay. I wasn't expecting you to go there, but I can see the vision. Um, Pick 27.
Layup. Go ahead and do it. I know it hurt your heart, but y'all got Waddle now, so.
George Kittle been kind of hurt here lately.
Mm-hmm.
Got out with the old and with the new.
That's what they say.
You can't. Kenyon Sadiq.
Easy.
Kenyon Sadiq in that offense. Oh man.
Him,
He's
Pearsall, Mike Evans, CMC. Still got Kittle, so you can go 12 personnel with them bad boys. Mm.
And I know the people seen the combine. You can see the proof is
Everybody.
on the film.
But
So
I will say I know I'm already into 2027. There's another one there, Jamari Johnson. I've seen some clips of him, and you like, yo, this is you be like, yo, where they find him from? He's 6'7", he's a tight end. I'm gonna see, yeah, bro,
wow.
trust me. You find some players that are like you're watching one player, and then you're like, yo, who is this? And then you stop, pause, and I'd be like, yo, how he's went? Yeah. So Jamari Johnson, that name will be very, very popular come next year. Bro, you think Sadiq freaky? This dude at 6'7" took a damn corner to the baptized him, left him laying there on the field as a tight end.
I need to see that film.
Yeah, I'll send it to you, brother. It's crazy. It's crazy. But pick 28 here with the Houston Texans. We always say offensive line, defensive line, interior. You can go anyone in the line for the Texans. You wouldn't be wrong. Running back, kind of not. They got Montgomery over in the trade. Tight end. If Sadiq was here, I probably would have thought about it, but he went. Um, Tank Dale, you don't know how his recovery going to be from his injury, so that's a question mark. But I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna turn this defense up one more notch, a little bit. We already know how they, how they are on the outside, and how they are at linebacker, and how they are on the edges. I mean, yeah, on the edges. So if you can go to defensive line for me, and could you pick number where we at? Can you pick Caleb Banks for me here and put him in the middle of that defense? Would that when he's right? We seen him at the combine. We seen him as when he can go. He's one of the ones. Now this is weird. Now I'm not saying that he's him, but when I see Caleb Banks on the field when he's right back, not 2025, but in 2024 when he was fully healthy, I see Chris Jones when that light bulb goes off. That's who I see. So I'm saying, hey, if the Texans head coach D'Amico Ryans can pull that out of him, you're gonna have hell on your hands in the AFC South if he's right. Get his pad level right. 6'6". Man, I just he's one of those freaky talents that you just see, and where you're picking at in this part of the draft, you just throw a dart, and you might strike for sure. So, but I'm taking Caleb Banks to the Houston Texans here, pick 28.
And this is the part of the draft where it's like, it's not like the first part of the draft where these are short things, even though we're not so sure that they're short things.
Right.
But on the back end of the draft, it's kind of like one of those, all right, let's see what we can get, and hopefully you get lucky, especially in this back end in 27, 28, 29. Hopefully you can find you a gem somewhere.
Sure, man. We got a Lamar at 32 out this bad boy.
Yeah, I will say that's a part of like maybe the evaluation problem for the league, because how he fall all the way down there
because they wanted him to play wide receiver. Bill Polian said, "Hey, we're gonna try you as a wide receiver," and he said, "No, I want to play quarterback." Okay, we're gonna slide. And that was Ozzie Newsome's last first round pick gift to the Ravens before he retired.
What a hell of a gift!
What a gift!
Pick 29. You got the Kansas City Chiefs on the clock. Wide receiver, running back. We know running back. No. Offensive tackle, edge. But then when you go the top need at wide receiver, you got KC Concepcion, Chris Braswell, Jeremy Bernard. Zachariah Branch is pretty much like a Xavier Worthy. That Chris Bell is kind of like that go up and get it, I don't know. Travis Kelce just signed him a nice little 3-year, so I don't know.
It's only a 1-year deal.
It's only
bro.
a 1
year.
He's
not playing 3 more. He cooked. We're not even gonna sit up here. He not playing the 41, bro. What we doing? They just buffed the numbers out to make it look like it was something. It's probably like a 1-year 15 for real. He gonna ride off in the sunset. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it is 1 year, 15 million guaranteed. Well, it's 12, and then he got the additional 3.
Yeah,
I don't know. Travis Kelce might try out there for another 2 years.
Well, if he did, we taking CJ Allen at 36 and blowing his head up every time he comes across the middle.
Then looking at the offensive tackle spot.
I see a couple names there, bro. I see a couple names in the OT spot. Yeah, Avion, Peter Woodson on the board. What? Are you serious? In my Dick Vitale voice? Are you serious?
and I mean, Chris Jones ain't getting no younger, so you got an edge spot. There's some names. TJ Cassius. Go to that D-line spot is Peter. Safety. No.
You know, safety right there. I'm taking right now.
Uh, hmm. And did we select a corner? Yeah, we already did with Mansour. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, Josh Simmons, Jalen Moore. Josh Simmons, they just drafted what last year. So Jalen Moore, that guard spot looking kind of icky. This could be a spot for Chase or Emmanuel.
I don't know, man. It's too. I can see. I haven't seen Chase yet. I haven't watched Chase at all, so I'm not going to comment on that.
I watched a little bit of Emmanuel, but it's like I had to refresh my memory off of it.
Yeah.
Um, damn. Uh, that I'm gonna watch as soon as I get off here. I'm gonna watch the film again. I'm gonna go with Emmanuel Pregnant here from Oregon for the Chiefs. I mean, it is a need. They do need it. To help show us some protection for Patty there, assuming
Yeah.
that he'll be back at the beginning of the season. Can't go wrong with it.
No, I mean, especially if you want to ensure protection for Patty. Yeah, I ain't mad at that at all. I
Uh,
probably wouldn't have went there. I would have went on the offensive line probably, but I probably would have been. I would have went Blake Miller or either Max Enclair from Arizona State. Just protect because like we said, Jawan Taylor's not there no more. I probably would have went there, one of those two, or I would have took a swung at Lomu here as well. One of those three, I would have took a swung at. But I ain't mad at it for sure. If you want to shore up the interior, I feel like you could have got Pregnon in the second round if you really wanted to. I don't know if you would have been able to get one Blake Miller, Lomu, or Max. I can't pronounce his name. And I'll get it, Max, in the second round there.
because Jalen Moore's at the right tackle spot, and then they just took a first round pick on Josh Simmons last year.
Yeah, but Josh playing left though.
Yeah, but then you got Jalen Moore, right?
Yeah, Jalen Moore, he got overpaid anyway when he came over from. Well, we came from Pittsburgh.
Uh,
Pittsburgh, something like that.
something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, but I understand it though. Like I just feel like if for me, if I was speaking for Tennessee or Kansas City, I wouldn't have went Pregnon there. I would have went one of those tackles, or either I would have went Peter Woods to help show, like you said, Chris Jones ain't getting no younger, and we all know what type of talent Peter Woods is when he's right. I would have just went there, but I ain't mad at you though. I mean, I feel like you could have took Rutledge or Dunker or one of those guys in the second or third round to show up there inside. But Pregnon is, he'll be a second round guy for sure. But you just took him at 29.
Well,
Can't go wrong.
Peter Woods is a nice fit.
It is a nice fit. He would have fit right. Think about it. You come out this Think about it. You come out this. You come out this draft right. You trade Trent McDuffie. You end up with Mansour Lane. You draft Chris Jones. I mean, you draft Chris Jones in the second round. You get a gem. You draft Peter Woods. Chris Jones gonna teach Peter Woods everything he know to take over for him once he leave. Can't go wrong.
Excellent point.
You show up that defense. Yes, you want to give. Or you could have went wide receiver. Casey Concepcion right there as well. Could have went there. You could have went multitude of ways, but I'm just looking at best player available, and it probably would be Peter Woods in my humble opinion.
And the only reason I didn't go KC there, because you never can have enough wide receivers, but like I put him in that same Xavier Worthy. conversation, even though he may be a little bit bigger, but it's like the issues with the drops. That's what kind of, I guess it had. That's why the reasons why he's not up here and he's a little bit down here. So,
Yeah,
uh,
I
but yeah,
get it.
I'm gonna switch that to the Peter Woods because I understand that point, and like you don't know if Chris Jones is gonna be there next year for sure. So I think that's a top notch pick right there for you. I like that.
Yep.
Pick 30,
Well,
Miami on the clock. It should have been Denver, but we traded for the Penguin and Jalen Waddle, and now Miami has pick 30. It's the second pick in the first round. Who do the Dolphins pick with the 30th overall pick?
so we took Caleb Downs right with the first selection. Producer, can you go to right there? Thank you. So I'm deciding between two players. I mean, we can double up and go secondary. I wouldn't be mad at Avion Terrell here, but I'm not going. Can we go to KC Concepcion, please?
You want to select them or you want to?
Yeah, I'm gonna select KC Concepcion here for the Dolphins here to help their receiving room. Like I said, Downs, you just couldn't pass on Downs when he's sitting right there in your face. That's a top five talent. You picking that 11, and like I get what you were trying to do with the receiver there, but I feel like it's hard for me to pass on Downs when I know I can get Concepcion, potentially a Denzel Boston or Chris Bale or somebody in this range right here, to where I don't have to sacrifice losing Downs at the top of the draft. So I'm going with Casey Concepcion. He had a great season at Texas A&M and made the college football playoffs. Has some drop concerns. Hopefully, he can clean that up in the pros. He has some return value in the punt and kick game. And I think Miami, with their cap space and they're $178 million in dead cap, they're gonna need to get all the all the playmakers for the cheap as they can. So, to give Malik Willis, KC Concepcion here in the first round, in the back end of the first round is not a bad idea. For the Dolphins at pick 30, you're replacing KC Concepcion. I mean, you're replacing Jalen Waddle with a KC Concepcion, and I definitely see where that can benefit the Dolphins organization.
Yeah, I like it. Give Malik something else, another weapon to throw to, and Jeff Halfley gets him a starting caliber wide receiver. Starting out, you can come in and make an immediate impact. So, pick 31, the New England Patriots. Uh, that defensive line looks like it needs some help. So far, Christian Barmore, Milton Williams, Joshua Farmer at the nose tackle spot. Didn't they have somebody else in the nose tackle spot?
Milton Williams. Did you say Milton Williams?
Yeah, but he's playing on the right end.
Okay, I can't remember that.
Christian Barmore on the left end. And I've been seeing different mocks that had R. Mason Thomas going there, potentially Cassius Howell, TJ Parker. But they also could go in the wide receiver department too. You got a Chris Braswell there. That would be my top choice. I think what I'm going to do though is if you could take one of the three, Cassius, TJ, or R. Mason, which one would it be?
TJ. I think. I mean, you really can't go wrong, man. Because I think TJ's a 3-4 outside linebacker. That's gonna be in a 2-point stance. So I can see him fitting. He could play that role that Kayvon Trason played for them before he went to the Commanders in free agency. So I can see that. People say a whole lot about Cassius Howell's arms. His arm length is short. I don't know if that's going to be a knock on him. It shouldn't. It will be a knock on him. But I can see him going here. And then who's your last one?
R. Mason Thomas.
R. Mason Thomas. He had some buzz at the beginning of this draft cycle. I see him more of a second round guy. He's a shorter, smaller guy, so not too big
6'2".
on him. So I'll go TJ Parker here. I think that'll be perfect for a Mike Vrabel led defense.
Okay. I was just right here. Uh, just looking at some of the notes here. And heavy hands that generate explosive initial contact and put linemen on skates. And I feel like that's something that they need. His weaknesses lacks consistency, lacks consistent explosive first steps, generate quick wins. But I feel like when you're working with a Mike Vrabel, like he gonna develop him. So I actually like that. The TJ Parker pick. I've been seeing so many mocks of just R. Mason Thomas going to them, but in this thing we work together. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and take TJ Parker with the 31st overall pick going to the New England Patriots. I think that's an outstanding pick right there. Pick 32, Seattle. I think this is a spot where they move back, but uh, I ain't the GM here. You are.
Mm,
Pick 32.
yeah, I think it's a spot where they move back because I think they only got like 4 picks this draft. I could be
Yeah,
wrong. Um, but since there are no trades or whatever the case may be, um, I am going to go
and then lose
Avion
them.
Terrell here.
I knew you was gonna go.
Yeah, because you lose Rick Woolen 1 year 12 to the Philadelphia Eagles. You lose Kobe Bryant in your secondary as well. I think this need to replenish. You got Josh Jobe. You got Witherspoon. He's about to get a bag. I mean, a bag and a half. I don't be surprised if Witherspoon being at $28 to $32 million range a year. It's get ready to come down for him. So I like Avion Terrell. Like I said, these guys at Clemson with Parker, Terrell, um, Woods. Those are top 20 guys in this class, man. And like I said, I don't know what happened in Clemson to it. Some fell off the rails. I don't know what, but to get Avion to rail, his brother plays in the league, so his brother can teach him about the NFL game right now. Um, the ins, the do's and don'ts. So I think it's a great fit for Seattle to continue to build a bully. They could have went other places, but I think Terrell deserves a spot in the first round.
For sure. And what a good spot to pick him in, even though in reality, we definitely see this team moving back to accumulate more picks. Won't be a whole lot because it's at the end of the first round, but it's definitely a spot where we can see him at. If you see
Yeah,
the
this
draft, go ahead.
yeah. I said this is like moving back. This is like I know you took Ty Simpson at 13, but this is a spot where I see Seattle moving out for Arizona to come in and get him after taking CC at 3. This is what Arizona picking at the top of the second round, maybe the second pick in the second round. Hey, can I get to 32 from 34? And you give me like a late whatever. Let's get that 5th-year option on Ty Simpson and let him get comfortable with Marvin Harrison and Trey McBride, Michael Wilson,
Mhm.
Paris Johnson at his left, CC at his right. You got I don't know who the running back is. You got Trey Benson from Florida State. You know
James Conner there too,
James Conner still there. So I think
which is also, I didn't mean to cut you off, but it's also where I feel Jeremiah Love could also be a candidate to go there too.
a
So,
1,000%, 1,000%. But I think my thinking with the Cardinals is, hey, speaking at 3, that's why I like your pick with Francis Manoa. You're going against Nick Bosa, Michael Williams, Fred Warner, Devin Witherspoon, um, Byron Murphy, um, Demarcus Lawrence. You're going against, Byron Young, Kobe Turner, Braden Fitz, Jared Verse. We gotta somebody gotta protect whoever whether it's Ty Simpson or in 2027, somebody got to protect for him. So that's why I like the CC pick at 3. And then, like you said, with Seattle, they don't have enough, maybe 4 picks. This is where they drop out. Arizona come up, get the 5th-year option, get that control on Ty Simpson, and then you start building that program the right way going in 2027. That was my logical thinking behind it. But just as me. I'm just one little guy.
No, I definitely feel it. Um, if you look at the draft overview, we picked 32 teams pick 32 picks in the first round. We got 14 teams that stick to the model. Seemed like we had A grades on.
Mm.
B grades, 9 teams. Only 3 teams got the C grades and 1 team got the D. And that 1 team was who was that 1 team?
No one.
Carolina. When I picked
McNeil Warren.
McNeil Warren.
Yeah.
So they didn't like the McNeil Warren pick. That may be something that I had to sit back and think about right there.
Yeah, yeah, and I know it's. I mean, I understand it, man. I promise you, I understand it. But me just thinking about that defensive line, man. I know you. I know they signed. I got Jalen Phillips. They got Dewan Brown in the middle. I know they drafted Nick Scorton in the second round last year, but I still like to beef it up a little bit. I would have probably went Zion Young, or either this was stretch, this was reach. I probably would have went. I wouldn't have been mad at. I would have understood it. I would probably would have went C.J. Allen here as well. I probably would have, but I probably would have went Zion Young first. The McNeil Warren pick, he's the first runner all day long. I just think Trayvon Merrick playing the same spot kind of overcomplicate things because Trayvon plays free, McNeil Warren plays free. But other than that, man, I mean, not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad of a draft. You want to use this for 3.0?
You can. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, we'll do a 3.0 before we show up the last the final 4.0 on the mock draft, and that's
Yeah,
when that'll be the big shebang where we come on the set with the suits and everything and
yeah, got that junk pressed right now. My joint the cleaners right now, dog. My mama it is.
you got anything to add before we get out of here?
Nah, man. Could you go back to the players available if you can? I don't know if that's available for you to see because there probably would. There's probably a couple players I would like to sneak in the first round that did make it. Um, Max for sure, and Lomu probably. Maybe not Lomu, but Max definitely I would have snuck him in probably the back end. Blake Miller I would have snuck in probably too. If I didn't go Avion, if Avion Terrell wasn't on the board for the Seahawks, I probably would have went Blake Miller there. I probably would have went Max for the Patriots. I would like to see him get in. And your boy Chris Braswell too. I probably would have snuck him in at some point. But all in all, everybody else here is probably Chris Bale definitely would have snuck him in, previous injury, pre-injury or not. But everybody else, Gabe Yackett, Jadarian Price is not going to be on the board long in the second round. I can promise you that. Um, Jake Galladay as well. They're going to be gone. Lee Hunter, he's potential first rounder. You could see him went there in the bottom. But other than that, man, I have no beef. So who's left on the board? I think these other guys, like I said, D'Angelo Pond's going to be gone. Rodriguez. There's some
Dog,
ballers, man, in day two that you're going to get for a steal.
dog.
Malachi Lawrence, definitely.
Keontae
Speaking of
Scott
that,
ran the 4.2.
yeah, speaking of that, Malachi Lawrence is probably going to go in the first round. You hear it from me first. He's probably going to be in the first round. Just when April comes and we it's 10:30, 11 o'clock, we both sleep, and you hear Malachi Lawrence from UCF. Don't be surprised. You say I told you so because he's one of the ones.
Okay. we shall we shall find out. We shall see.
Look at these wide receivers, boy. Malik Benson, that fast.
Yeah.
That joker be getting it, boy.
Who else we got on here as far as the wide receivers? Kendrick Law, Xavier
Where
Thomas.
is Lance Young? I mean Bryce. I mean, what you call him, brother? Trey Lance brother. Bryce Young. I think is what his name
From
is.
North Dakota State.
Yeah. He might be way higher than he might be way up there.
Daniels. Josh
There you
Cameron.
go.
Talking
Bryce
about him.
Lance.
Bryce
Yeah.
Lane.
He could be gone. Him, Skylar Bell, Malachi Fields, all those guys will be gone day 2, second,
Jacoby
third round.
Lane.
Yep. Deion Burke. Look at Jacoby Lane. Deion Burke's probably a 4th rounder. Jacoby Lane probably a 3rd, 4th rounder. So many, bro. That's why I say, man, you get those blue. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I ain't saying Jordan Tyson gonna fall, but look at those Antonio Williams. Look at those names. Look at that cluster right there. Brad Ware,
Yeah,
Jeremy Bernard, Zachariah Branch, Chris Bell, Antonio Williams. Okay.
for
Do I
sure.
want to put Tyson's injury history in the 1st round pick, or do I want to get one of these guys right here? Surratt probably a 3rd rounder. Brennan Thompson, he's probably late. He's probably a day 3 guy, but he got speed for years. So
There was a lot of talk that Malachi Fields could go late first or early second. Do you feel like that?
I see early second in the 40s. He's a top 50 player, so I can see him going off the board in the 40s.
Kevin Coleman Jr.,
Josh
Jeff
Cameron
Hall,
right there. Jesus Christ.
Josh Cameron, I feel like is one of those. He's gonna be one of those gems where you can be able to do just about anything with him. You know, he can run jet sweeps if you want. You know, he can do anything you want him to do, and I think he's going to excel at, especially catching the ball. I'm gonna rewatch his film. And remember, I told you about what I was telling you about him, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Yeah, he a dog."
Yeah, you
And
told me about him like months ago.
he, man, his film is amazing. He just seemed like that high motor, good character guy. I seen him in an interview one time. It seemed like he just got good character about him. But I ain't gonna say every prospect got good character, but some of them may fool you. But I mean, just with him, Josh Cameron, just something about him. You got anything else before we get out of here?
Nah, man, I ain't got nothing else, man. I think this was a good exercise, a good test run for us, good experience, man. I enjoyed it. There was some surprises. Next time I'll take the odds, of course, shake it up a little bit. I'll take the odds.
Oh, you're gonna take the odds?
Yeah, I'll take the odds next time, man. Because if I do, I'm gonna pick everything like we had it last time. So I mean, let me go ahead and switch it up. I'll take the odds next time, and this next one we might do a trade or two. Might do trades in this one. We'll talk about that off air. And get too crazy with picks and stuff because that's just too much to finagle. So we might just do swap spots or whatever, and the conversation will work itself out. But yeah, I'll take odds next time, and we'll roll this right back out.
If we're gonna do trades, we just might be here for about 5 hours. We might be here for the actual draft show.
Yeah, that is real though. That's real.
If we're gonna do picks, we'll be sitting on here for about 5 hours.
Yeah, that's right though. So we might just keep it like it is. I might just take odds and call it a day, and keep it pushing. But yeah, man. I know for sure we'll have more info on these guys. Especially the late round guys, because everybody will have their pro day by then. We'll get numbers tweeted out to us by some of the greats, media members and stuff like that. So yeah, man, I'm definitely excited for 3.0 here. Whenever we decide we want to kick that out.
All right, probably be by next week before we get to 3.0. Yeah, I got an episode of Horsepower podcast dedicated to the Denver Broncos. I got that coming up this week sometime as well.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen it.
For my guy Amon, my guy over there hating right now. But for my guy Amon Washington, I'm Larry Patterson. This has been 2.0, the live version. Everybody, let us know who do you want your team to pick? How did we do in the mock draft? And until then.